life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Welcome to Around the Turbo. I'm Big Al. Conspicuous by his absence is the Professor, but we'll get into that in a minute. Professor is experiencing power outage. Like literally, my guest and I were sitting there talking to him pre-show, and next thing you know, he disappears.
Like a blink of an eye.
In a blink of an eye. But our guest this week on Around the Turbo is Vicktor Shine. What's up, man?
Hey, how we doing, Big Al?
We're doing good, man. You know, Professor will be back with us. I guarantee it. He will be back with us. And so while he's taking care of that, we will, talk to you. We got some comments. Okay. David Motorman. We love David's comments. Good evening, folks. Once again, time to gather around the turnbuckle to welcome Vicktor to the hot seat. And let's learn more.
Feeling a little high, I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit hot here in Allentown.
It did warm up today. Christopher Vance says, let's go. That's the same comment. Hello, guys. What's up, Chris? What's up, brother? Okay, so let's get started, man. Somewhere in the world of Vicktor Shine, you fell in love with professional wrestling because you would not be jumping in the ring and putting your body on the line for people's entertainment if you didn't love this business. So where did that start for you?
Started at the very humble age of 6 years old. So we're looking at 97. I was a young lad, and my uncle Martin, he was the huge wrestling fan. And just one night watching wrestling, I saw Sting in the black and white. I was like, whoa, who is this guy? This guy's so cool. Why is he coming down from the ceiling? What is he doing? Why does he have a baseball bat? And you just watching Sting did what he did to just anybody that got in his way felt so real to me that I just wanted to keep on watching and see what this guy is going to do. I didn't even care about the NWO. It was like the hottest thing in the world, and that's why like my uncle was going crazy. I was like, who cares about that guy? You guys see this guy in the black and white with the awesome face paint coming from the sky like a freaking bat out of hell? That's the guy right there. So it was like watching Sting in WCW, man.
Dude, it's cool that you mentioned that specifically because the Professor often says, and anybody that's ever watched this before knows that he fell in love with wrestling back in the early 90s when his brother was watching wrestling and he saw The Undertaker attack the Ultimate Warrior on the funeral parlor. And his guy was The Undertaker and always has been. So he's like, who's that guy? Oh, that's The Undertaker. Is he on every week? Yeah. Okay. I want to watch. So it's neat that a specific moment drew you in versus like a certain wrestler or a certain match or whatever. It was a specific moment. Sting coming down from the rafters with the baseball bat, painted up like the Crow.
Yeah.
He was like the vigilante for a while. It was pretty cool. But
it was so awesome.
That's a good moment, man. So yeah. So then you started watching WCW, NWO. That was during the Monday Night Wars. Did you check out the competition then? Did you check out WWF when they were Monday Night warring back and forth?
I was actually privileged enough to be able to watch both of them at the same time. One room, my mom. Yep, we had the one room. I had my mom. She was watching WWF. She was a die-hard WWF fan. She didn't care. She wasn't a die-hard Hogan fan. She was, but she wasn't. Like Hogan didn't make her switch the channel. She was a die-hard WWF fan. So in one room with the cable running, we were watching Monday Night Raw. In the other room, my uncle was obviously the edgy badass who was like, "That's not wrestling. That's for children. This is real man's wrestling right here. You want to see some real action? Watch this right here." And then just getting split between the two, watching. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you the amount of things. Like just watching Mankind like stumble through Monday Night Raw and then getting the belt by stumbling through and just being him. It was just one thing.
It's funny you mentioned that because many historians point to that as the moment that it started to swing in WWF's favor
Oh
because,
yeah.
you know, WCW used to come on and Eric Bischoff would let you know what happened over in the other show so that you wouldn't tune in to Raw.
Yeah, they because Raw was pre-taped.
Right. So they would let you know what would happen. In that moment, he said, Tony Schiavone said the words, a guy who used to wrestle over here as Cactus Jack wins their championship at the end of the night. Oh, that'll put asses in the seats. He said those words.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when everybody switched over to Raw because they wanted to see that moment then.
They wanted to see it. Because WCW didn't understand how over Mick Foley actually was and still is because of how genuine of a man that guy is. Like that guy loves professional wrestling. Like
Oh
no
yeah.
ifs, ands, or buts about it. He loves
He's
it.
like an ambassador for professional wrestling. I think we got Professor
Mm-hmm.
backstage. Let's see if we can get him on here. Keith, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Hey,
I mean, you kind of sound like a robot.
Yeah, you sound like a robot.
Okay, I had to do this in my car. There's a car accident or something by me. It killed the internet. Killed the power in the house. Killed the internet. So I'm trying to drive as far away from it as I can so that
Okay.
this will hopefully work.
You mind if I get this one, Big Al? I think I can translate this.
Yeah,
He said something about his internet being absolutely bad and he's driving away from it so that way he can hopefully get a better reception or something like that. Okay. Yeah. I speak robot.
Awesome. All right. Well, Professor, we're gonna put you backstage and you let me know when you're in that better spot.
If I can find it, it's gonna be trial and error.
All right. I'm gonna leave him backstage, Victor, if that's okay with you.
No, that's perfectly fine. Honestly, McDonald's Wi-Fi
is a wrestler, as you can see on his Facebook profile there. His name is Greg Thundercat Cable, and he wrestles down in Alabama, and he says Foley is a legend. Absolutely, that is true.
Is it undeniable? I don't think anybody can argue that fact. Foley, honestly, for hardcore, like outside of death matches, and I'm talking like real hardcore wrestling, Mick Foley probably top of the tops because he just said yes to everything.
The steel cage match with Undertaker and Foley was the best I ever seen. I think you're talking about Hell in the Cell.
Hell in the Cell, yep.
Yeah, King of the Ring. That's the one where they chucked him off into the table.
Yep, and then they fell off the top of it through the cage because it wasn't secure enough.
Do you know Prince Piranha?
Hey, Prince Piranha. Yes, I have. I have shared a locker room with that guy. Dope, man. And he bites. I don't like that he bites.
He does bite.
You know, he's a little bit of a biter. I'm a hugger personally. Yeah, but I understand that that's his love language. You know.
They killed in that match. They absolutely did.
But there's so many matches in that era that you could just point to and go, you can watch this match and learn just about anything you need to learn. Like that time period, the Attitude Era. Oh my God. Every match is a banger.
So listen, man, that was a great time for you to come in as a fan because, like, you know, you're a little kid and you get this impression of, you know, you see Sting coming down from the rafters, and then you, like you said, the Monday Night Wars. You start watching both, you know, and so then eventually, though, man, you decided at some point you wanted to try this or you wanted to do this. How did that go? And did you have a lot of support in that decision, or like, how did that go for you?
I feel like when someone lands their dream, like when someone finds their dream, no matter how early it is, it's kind of instantaneous, and in the sense that is what you want to do, no matter if you have the support or not. So it happened rather young for me. I was watching Jeff Hardy, and he was about like, this is now years later. I am indoctrinated in the wrestling lore of the world. I understand the difference between WCW, WWF, NWA. I understand the importance of the 10 pound of gold and its lineage to the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Like I get the full picture. And now I'm just over here, but we could do better. but we could do better. And then pop off Jeff Hardy. And I'm not talking tag team Jeff Hardy either, because TLC at SummerSlam, first ever, astounding tag team work. Like the Hardys, Dudleys, as freaking Edge and Christian, amazing work. But I'm talking about the enigma, like the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. Yeah, the way that he just
world champion Jeff Hardy.
Intercontinental champion Jeff Hardy.
Intercontinental champion Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, okay. His first run, and it was watching him where I was like, this guy is absolutely crazy, and I love it. Like, that's insane. He was doing all these like top rope moves, not in a fast way like you would see in Lucha, but very much still high flying it, and it was just so creative, and the way that he just sacrificed his body gave me that reminiscence of Mick Foley sacrificing himself to get the crowd reaction, and his natural aura, just like his natural charisma, just giving him that rub from the crowd. Jeff Hardy doesn't have to say 2 words for the crowd to just start juking with him. You know what I mean? And that was so early.
Way. He's always been that way. Like, that's the knock on Matt Hardy, is that, together they're one of the best tag teams of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeff was just a little bit a shinier star than Matt, I believe, over the years. I mean, Matt had the whole, down the road later on in his career, he had the Matt Hardy, like broken Matt Hardy thing, and the delete.
Matt's pot had to simmer a little bit. Yeah, Matt's pot had to simmer, but
he did, right. But Jeff, I always thought, was just a step, like, and obviously WWE felt that way because they did give him a title run. They didn't give Matt Hardy a title run. They gave Jeff Hardy Intercontinental title run. They gave him a World Heavyweight Championship run. Like that was, that was
he was a Grand Slam champ. He is a Grand Slam champ. The IC title as well.
But that's a great model to have there.
Mm-hmm. No, like the energy of Jeff Hardy, like connecting to the crowd. That's what drew me and kept me going. It was the technicality of Kurt Angle that got me booking. That got me writing down moves. I became a high school wrestler, actually, because he's from PA. I'm living in PA. Dude won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. You know what I mean? How cool is that to hear? I won a gold medal in the Olympics with a broken freaking neck. And it's like, damn.
You know what people seldom talk about with Kurt Angle is that he brought reality to professional wrestling. Like professional wrestling, has had many different labels and has many different people. Like the fans, if you're a fan of it, you love it, but it often has criticisms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of it being staged, of it being predetermined, of it being fake. When Kurt Angle came in as an Olympic gold medalist, Olympic wrestler, and he comes into that world, in my opinion, he legitimized everything they're doing. Here's a guy that's a wrestler, and let's see him. And then they strapped a rocket on him and just let him go because that's exactly what he did. And then on top of that, not only did he learn how to do this, but learn how to do this well, but he also had charisma on top of that. So his character was always fun. I mean, whether it was serious, where he wanted to kick your ass, or he was in the back, the comic relief, Kurt Angle, whatever.
Yep. I was just about to say that man. Yeah, I was just about to say that man was not afraid of ever making fun of himself.
All right, I think we can let's try the professor one more time. Let's see if he's here.
Yeah.
Keith, are you with us? I don't know. Keith, can you hear us? He can hear us, but I
don't know if you guys can hear me yet.
No. It's better, but like not the best. It's still choppy, but it's better. Hey, it's okay, Big Al. You have a prettier face to look at anyway. The professor will come when he comes.
I appreciate you saying that. All right, so Tell us a little bit, all right, before we get into like what you've been up to and all that. Tell us a little bit about Vicktor Shine. Who is Vicktor Shine, and what does Vicktor Shine want?
That's a good question. Victor Shine. Victor Shine is a guy who wants to just wrestle. He doesn't care about being a good guy. He doesn't care about being the bad guy. The moniker, the definitive bad guy, is just that. It's I am what I am, and I'm gonna do what I do, whether you boo me or cheer for me, because I want. Because in any promotion, I want what I want, and I'm willing to pull that trigger every single time to get it. Uh, Damn, be it by fans' reaction, or if they thought that I was a nice guy, or if they thought that I was some hero or a role model. I was like, no, I want you to understand. I'm about my bag and I'm about gold. And those two things, they will coincide if it's being a bad guy and just healing it up, or being a babyface and hamming to the crowd. Either way, if it leads me to my goal, I'm going to do it. And I think that's where people kind of miss the idea of Victor Shine. And it's like, if it gets me the win, if it gets me the win, there's no cheeky way about it. If it gets me the win, I'm going to do it. If you like me, that's cool. If you don't, that's also cool. Either way, I don't care because I'm doing it. And like Victor Shine has that I don't care attitude. And I think that I don't think people kind of gel with that idea. They think I'm like a anti-hero of sorts. It's like, no, Victor Shine is Victor Shine. He's a person. He's not a superhero. He's not a personality. He is his own entity of human being. He wants what he wants and he's gonna get it. Sacrifice be damned.
Christopher asks, how do you feel about John Cena's final run? The heel turn again.
Oh, he's gonna heel turn again? Wait, did he heel turn again already?
If he did, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Okay, no, because
I thought he just
this Friday they set up a match. Yeah, he just turned the face. They're setting up a match in Paris,
They're
right?
setting up a match at Clash in Paris between him and Logan Paul.
With Cody and Drew.
No, they had that match they had on SmackDown this past Friday.
Okay.
It was a tag match. But at Clash of Paris on August the 31st, he's wrestling Logan Paul.
Okay. John Cena's heel turn, I thought, was probably the greatest thing to happen for the Netflix deal because because it gave everybody what they want, right? It gave us John Cena. For all the John Cena people who was like, man, I wish he would just turn heel already. Just do it. They pulled the trigger for it. He was a heel. He explained it very well. He was very methodical and logical with all of his answers. He gaslit the hell out of you the whole time. And and I honestly think that the face turn, as fast as it was, could have been faster. The reason being is that the pieces of the puzzles that were supposed to keep him heel ended up disappearing. So without that constant devil on his shoulder to talk him into this being a good idea, who's there to tell him that it isn't? You know what I mean? John Cena himself is a very rational person, a very rational human being. So he would think about it. He's probably sitting in his hotel going, what am I doing this for? I mean, I know Dwayne said it's going to make everybody happy, but it's not making me happy. Well, so it's one of those.
And Professor, if you're watching us right now, man, I'm sorry that you're having all these issues. He said he's going to try one more time when he gets to a place that has like Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi in the building. So
don't sleep on the McDonald's Wi-Fi. I promise you.
He's going to work through the comments. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Keith, if you have questions to ask Vicktor Shine, man, fire him in here. So yeah, John Cena. We'll wrap up the John Cena answer with simple that you love this last run, right? And he's only got.
I love this last run. Yeah,
he's only got 11 more dates. 11 more dates and
he's
he's done. So.
he's literally giving everybody what they want, and then you still got people complaining about it. Like, can't make everybody happy, but I love what he's doing.
Chris says, "Do you have a finishing move, or do you have multiple ones?"
I have a finishing move that can be done on everybody. I don't think people use it as a finisher anymore. It kind of makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
It is a spine buster.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yep,
Because that's so
it's
old school, man. That's like Arn Anderson shit. That's
that
great.
yeah, double A actually. I took it. I don't want to say I took his spine buster, but he gave me the
No,
idea to use
Spine
a spine
Buster's been
buster
done forever.
one
But
eighty 180 spin with it, give it a little tip. But you know, I call my finish the Shine Buster.
I love that.
It's called the Shine Buster.
There you
So
go,
if
Chris. Once he hits you with the Shine
yep,
Buster, game over, pal.
yep. But if I hit you with a spine buster and you tap out, you weren't hit with the spine buster. I'm gonna take the Rhino approach to that.
Okay.
Yep. If I
Nice.
hit you and you kick out, it was a spine buster and not the Shine Buster. Huge difference.
All right. Professor's gonna try again. I think he's at Mickey D's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might get him. We might get the full Monty here, whatever. But anyway, so you trained locally. When was your first match?
My first match, before the pandemic.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Was it
One match in
nearby?
it was in Plains, PA.
Okay,
It was a fantastic match. It was because my family was there to see it, and my opponent was extremely gracious.
good
Uh,
support. Well, who was your opponent?
it was Sean McLaughlin. He's one half of the Cash Masters. He was extremely gracious because he was my trainer, and he gave me the win. Like, he didn't have to do that. I understand that. I understand that now. Like, he didn't have to do that at all. He could have got me over without giving me the win and the rub, and I appreciate that. Like,
Right.
thinking, but it was that match, right? And then the pandemic. It was
And then
that match,
everything right, and then you had that
and
one
then
match,
everything took a shit.
and then right, and then nobody could have public shows. Like for a while there, we were all kind of shut down, and then a lot of wrestlers a lot of promotions, I should say, turned to YouTube and kind of started just kind of putting out some shows out there. Just
Yep.
no audience, just maybe other wrestlers or at ringside kind of cheering you on or booing you or whatever that looks
Yep.
like. And then so coming out of that though, I mean, did you get as much work in as possible? I mean, how did that work?
Well, the pandemic kind of screwed me. That's where it becomes kind of like a tragedy horror story. Where as soon as the pandemic hit, and it's like I was doing well. I had my own house, I had my own car, I was getting paid off, I had a great job. Pandemic hit, and I was deemed non-essential, and I lose my job.
Oh,
So I lose
damn.
my job, and I'm trying to find work that will give me it, and nobody's hiring because they're limited staffing. I lose my house, I lose my car, like I lose just about everything. And
Damn.
it took, yeah, I was living in my sister's basement, with all the stuff that I could carry, and not even all my stuff, all the stuff that I could bring with me,
Yeah.
and it was really rough those 2 years because I couldn't focus on wrestling. Yeah, I was training, I like not training, but I was working out, I was keeping myself in shape. And uh it was not until I want to say 2021 where Keith Zimmer approached me and said, "Hey, I know that we were going to work on some things, and I really want to bring you into the show in Nanny Coke." And I told him straight out, it's like, "Listen, I've been up and down this road with 3 or 4 different schools, and every single time they tell me if you don't finish, you'll get blackballed." And Keith called me. He called me, and he said, "Hey kid, there's no such thing as blackballing in wrestling. It's independent, dude." He's like,
There
"So
he
if you
goes
want to
again.
do it, so if you want to do it, you do it for yourself." And with that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And he put me in a four-way match with a man named Hyena, Rick,
I know the hyena.
dude. Yep, a Hyena, Rick, and I believe it was Dro. I can't remember his name because it's so complicated. He was wearing pink as well, but again, with graciousness, Keith gave me the win, and not gave me, but he said, "You deserve it, kid," because I was out there networking, getting tickets, getting butts and seats. You know what I mean? Because
Oh
I
yeah,
was trained to do that.
you pay your dues, man. That's what they train you to
Yeah.
do. I mean, right? I mean, anybody that's watched this show knows that we've talked to a lot of independent wrestlers just breaking into the business. Whether
Hmm.
you've been in there for 6 months or whether you've been in there for 6 years, man, you gotta pay your dues and sell tickets and put up flyers and help out however you can. And if you do, get there early enough, head up with help set up, help tear down, like all that stuff. Give, but just don't take professors. Professor's gonna join us through comments. So
Okay.
yeah, give, just don't take. The Wi-Fi did not
Yeah.
work for him.
That's okay. If there's a Jersey Mike's near you, I could text you the Jersey Mike's Wi-Fi password, and you could get in there. Jersey Mike's has amazing Wi-Fi. I should know. I work there.
Oh, there you go. Dude. I love me some Jersey Mike's. I'm serious. That blows
Oh,
the
I
snot out of the subway. I'm telling you right now. If
I
you
vouch
people
for
have
Jersey
not had
Mike's.
anybody watching this, if you have not had Jersey Mike's, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's
Hmm.
some damn good shit. And I'm not getting paid to say that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not getting paid by them right now to say this, but if you're in Allentown, Quakertown, Whitehall, that Bethlehem, that area, go stop by. Go stop by the store that I work at.
And
It's
there's plenty of them in Jersey too.
Yep. It's in Hellertown. If you're in the Allentown area, the Hellertown Jersey Mike's, you go there. I'll make you a good sub. We can talk some wrestling, and then you can have the best bread in the Northeast PA because we have our Golden Baker there. He won the competition, so we have like the best bread
Me, the
in our little
closest
bubble.
one to
So
me is about 25 minutes away in Whitehall. There's one in Whitehall.
make the extra 5 minute travel and come into the Hellertown one.
Oh, dude, I will. Next time I'm in the area, I'll stop in because I've probably been there and not just I didn't meet you yet.
Yeah, I probably
So
if you went
Jersey
there during
Mike's
the
not in
weekend.
Jersey, false advertising. That's not true. They did start
No.
down by the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, they started at Point Pleasant, and
Yeah,
it's Jersey Mike's, as in Mike from Jersey. That
right.
guy. It's his
Jersey
place.
Mike. Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they expanded in PA like Vicktor Shine's going to expand everywhere else.
yes,
All right,
that's
man.
the
So you had the
goal.
four-way, the pandemic's over. So what have you been up to in the last, like, say, year, 2 years?
In the past year, 2 years, I actually went back to training in Scranton with Jack Molson, and
Oh, yeah.
I finished. Yep,
Higher ground.
high ground. Yeah, I've been training with him and Grey Wolf, and they were amazing. They taught me a lot, and like I swear to you, up and down, Jack Molson and Grey Wolf are extremely giving. Those two guys are extremely giving, and they will give you all of their knowledge. And that's knowledge from the Wild Samoans, that's knowledge from the Monster Factory combined together to create this whole entire um, uh, amalgamation of style clashing. So,
That's awesome.
uh, with the professor saying that he likes how I work as a big guy, well, it's because they taught me how to be a big guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you would learn from Molson to be a big guy and from Monster
Hmm.
Factory as well.
Yeah, that's
Um, is there a match that you want upcoming? A guy that you want to wrestle that you have not?
the list goes on and on locally. Man. And if I had to shout out some, I would say I want to go one on one with Ricky Price. That guy kills me. He's such a funny guy. Philly Mike is super good.
Yeah.
Like that kid is great. Draven Blaze. I want him because he's a big man and I'm a big man.
We've had
And
Draven on the show.
I love, like, my favorite wrestling, because it is comedy. My favorite wrestling is big meaty man slapping meat. Favorite type. I swear it's my favorite. My fiance was probably annoyed with me because without warning, nothing's happening in our apartment, and I'll just look at her and I go, "Hey, babe, big meaty man slapping meat." And it's just I just love the fact that we could just and the crowd will love it.
Yeah,
The bare
you can
bones
beat
of wrestling right there.
Yep, you can beat the hell out of each other.
Hmm.
Knowledge needs to be given, especially during seminars and picking the brains of veterans. Us veterans, him included, dude. You want a friend in the business? Right there is you got to friend him on Facebook, man. He loves giving wrestlers advice. He's been in the business
Hmm.
for about 20 years now.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
there's a brain to pick right there, man.
Definitely, I'll definitely hit you up. I like I think John Trotsky said this, and it just kind of reminded me of things in a weird way. Is like wrestling's like ice cream. Everybody has their own favorite flavor. You know what I mean? Like I love vanilla. The guy next to me likes chocolate. Some weirdo down the road likes Rocky Road, and it's just it's all the same thing. It's all cold dairy that you put in your mouth and enjoy. And that's why I like picking the brain of everybody, because everybody has knowledge in different things. And like I want that. I wanna travel around and not be the main attraction, but still entertain the guys and
Be on the
entertain the
card,
fans.
you
Just
know.
wanna have fun. Just a
You got
cool guy. Just a
That's a
chill
great
guy.
attitude, man, because so many guys, kind of get a little bit of an ego or whatever, but to stay humble, to just want to be part of the show, to want to support everybody as a team. You guys are putting on a show, but I mean, staying humble like you are, that's something you can't teach. You can't teach that. You know what I mean? That you either are that way or you're not. And the fact that you just said, I don't care, put me in the main event, fine. Put me on the show, fine. But just put me on the show. You know what I mean?
But it's one of
That's
those things. I was like,
tough.
I don't try to double book to get my eyes out there whenever I take a booking, or if it's honestly whenever anybody asks me like, "Hey, are you doing it this day? I would love to have you there for a quick little thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it. What time? When's ring crew need to be there so I can help set up? What time do you need me to be there? It's late, and I don't care if my spot is 30 seconds. I'll be there all day. I'll make a whole entire day of it, and I'm there from set up to tear down.
That's some
And
good
that's
stuff.
honestly
Yeah,
that's
Professor
honestly
says
how I.
that picking Greg's brain is so much Southern style knowledge right there you can get from Thundercat. Thundercat, full of great information and experience for sure. There's another endorsement for Thundercat. I can't endorse him enough for you, Victor. And interpretation is key. How you integrate that into your style is what helps you grow. We never stop learning.
Hmm. And that's the best part of wrestling, is that you never stop learning. I could learn how to do an arm wringer 50 million different ways, and how to go from an arm wringer to a headlock in 10 times that amount. It's just unreal, the knowledge that so many people have. And a lot of these guys that you would seem as underrated or just not utilized properly is like, oh, they are. You just don't pay attention to the independent like wrestling scene. Like these guys are just as good as the guys doing it big on the big stage. Like great that they're great for every single person who ever makes it on the big stage, but you got to keep an eye on your local scene too, because they will break their back to entertain 10 people in the audience every single night, every single time. And I love that. That's the type of energy, man. That's the energy that I love. And it's like I
That's
go to the
awesome.
back, I'm like, hey, I'm Vicktor Shine. Nice to meet you guys. So you guys want to hear a joke? You want to hear a dad joke? Like just try to make the mood less serious, because it's really not. I don't think wrestling should be taken so seriously. Like guys, we're men in tights, like playing around with each other in front of people, and
If these
they're
guys
cheering and laughing about
watching,
it.
if these guys watching, the one guy Chris, he's from South Carolina, Greg's from Alabama. If they want to see a Vicktor Shine match, where can they find it? Can they find it on YouTube?
They can. Most of the time, my name is spelled incorrectly, but you can find Vicktor Shine matches when you do spell my name correctly, because they will just pop up. Frontier Pro Wrestling, that's Miguel Del Barrio spot. You can
Yes.
find a good chunk of my matches there. Northern Tier Wrestling. That's Jim. Jim is an amazing guy. You can see his stuff there. East Coast Professional Wrestling. I got some matches on YouTube there as well. Uh, as far as social media, I'm terrible with social media. I should put more of my matches out. You'll go on YouTube and maybe find 6 Vicktor Shine matches when really I just wrestled like 20 times in the past like 4 or 5, 6 months. And because I was basically booked every weekend for the past 2, 3 months.
Nice. That's all.
Yeah,
That's awesome to hear that. Professor
that
says,
was out of.
love that attitude. That's what gets you booked.
It's like saying yes, man. Saying yes and going in and doing whatever. Like obviously now there's rates involved, and that's a weird aspect of the business that I don't like talking
Yeah,
about, because obviously you have to get paid, but it's also I get to hang out with my friends. I get to joke around and be with other like-minded people who love wrestling and love doing it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's weird to put a
like
price on that.
I don't know if Keith told you, but the professor and I, we do commentary for 2 organizations, and like we don't do it for the money, man. If we did it for the money, we wouldn't do it, because I mean, one of them's like over 2 hours away for both of us.
Hmm.
We do it for the love of the game, you know.
It's honestly the love of the game. Yeah.
And we go in and we get to live in a different world once or twice a month, whatever that looks like. And like yeah, it's just we just want to support those guys that we've met and we've become friends with and things like that. And it's a thrill to us to just follow guys. And then when we have people on the show, like from here on out, now we're a Vicktor Shine fan. We're gonna follow Vicktor Shine and see where Vicktor Shine goes. And
Appreciate that.
we keep track of you. And then maybe in 6 months or to a year, we have you back on and we ask you, okay, so how are things? You know what I mean? And, stuff like that. So that's what we like to do. Rates to me, he talks about rates, the professor. Rates to me are for guys who draw. If you can't prove you're a draw, how do you ask for more than the average guy? Right.
Wait, I'm sorry. One more time.
He said rates to me are for guys who draw. If you can't
Mm-hmm.
prove that you're a draw, how do you ask for more than the average guy? I mean, he's not asking you that. He's just making kind of a declarative statement of
From where, yeah, like if you're putting ass in seats, that yeah, obviously you're going to get paid. That's how everybody does it. If you're selling tickets, yeah, sure, you're going to get paid. But there's also the type of payments where you need a guarantee that you're going to get in the show. Like it's a quality over quantity sometimes. Like, yeah, I can get this local guy for this one spot, but I really want you because you're exactly what you're looking for. It's kind of like you're paying for what you want. And it's not a broadcasting thing. If I have something you want and I'm traveling 3, 4 hours to get it, it's like, I'm not even going to lie to you. If they say, hey, it's a free show, it's like, can you put $20 in my tank? It would be a 5-hour drive. And I say, just put $20 in my tank.
yeah,
That'll fill me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll fill me enough,
Chris.
you know?
I got questions from Chris that you answered earlier. So if
Mm-hmm.
you allow me, Vicktor, I'll answer them for you. What made you fall in love with wrestling and how did you start? Sting dropping from the rafters on WCW Nitro to beat up the NWO. And then he also asks, do you have a wrestler that inspired you? We talked about Jeff Hardy. We talked about Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Was there anybody else that we didn't talk about? I mean, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle.
I mean, if we're already here, we might as well finish the Rushmore. You know what I mean?
To an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a Mount Rushmore, but to me, when you talk about the Mount Rushmore wrestling, there's a difference between the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers and the Mount Rushmore of draws, so to speak, or
Yeah.
box office draws. I think those are two different conversations, you know?
Yeah, I
Because
would
not
agree.
because not some of the best wrestlers that have ever jumped in the ring don't necessarily were as popular as some of the guys who could actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, for
Good
example, I'm
go.
just going to name a name because he passed away recently. Hulk Hogan was one of the biggest draws of all time. He's on many people's Mount Rushmores, but he's not on
Mm-hmm.
everybody's Mount Rushmore. And the reason why is because some people think, well, as a wrestler, he wasn't really that good. What he was good at was selling himself and also like promote
Selling the American dream.
his promos were top of the line. He carried the company on his back for years. He was like the guy for WWF for a long time. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
some people put him on a Mount Rushmore, but other people leave him off there and have like actual wrestlers, you know, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, etc., you know, stuff like that on
Yeah,
their Mount.
workhorses.
Great point also. You can't do a Mount Rushmore for the business. It doesn't work that way.
No,
I mean,
no, it's
right.
ever changing. It's ever
always
changing. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
ever changing. It's ever evolving. You can't really put your stamp on it. If you asked me a Rushmore 5 years ago, Kenny Omega would have been in it. And
Yeah.
and you ask me now, you know, Kenny's in fifth place.
That's what I'm saying. It's always changing. Right. You're right. And it's always changing. And like, you know, some people I love the Roman Reigns argument because with Roman Reigns, like he was the guy for such a long time now, like since basically 2010. He's
Mm-hmm.
been the guy in WWF, Roman Reigns. But a lot of people don't mention him in that conversation. You know?
You got to.
You do.
That's the thing. You
That's
have
what I'm
to.
saying. Like it doesn't make any sense to me when you have this debate. And that's all it is a debate. It's an never ending debate.
Never ending, never changing.
Because if you're under 30, you have a certain, you know, wrestlers that you followed your whole life. And then if you're my age, which I'm about to be 50, I have a whole different crop of guys that wrestled back in the 70s and 80s that I followed that could out wrestle any of these guys today in my mind. But like I said, it's a constant debate. Thundercat's going to just say, you know, F the professor. Here's my Mount Rushmore. He says, I think our personal Mount Rushmore is like the styles we have: Malenko, Austin, Daniel Bryan, Jericho. Okay.
That's real solid Rushmore. God damn.
It's not a bad one. I'm not going to argue with it. You had the man of 1,000 holds. You had arguably the biggest draw of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You had Daniel Bryan, who can wrestle anybody, and Chris Jericho, who pretty much back, you know, and he's had, to me, he's one of the more underrated guys, you know. But people don't realize that guy's had been on TV. He's been on TV since like the early 90s.
Yeah, that guy's been on TV for almost 30 years now. Just as long as Hogan, actually. Yeah, just as long as Hogan. Like,
he's had like an unbelievable 30-year run, and he can still wrestle. I mean, he can't wrestle like he could 15 years ago.
Man is still doing the lion salt.
Dean Malenko was boring, Piranha says.
Boring? What Piranha? Boring? I'm talking technical malice here, Dean Malenko.
He was the man of 1,000 holds.
Come on.
He's in the back now. Doesn't he work in the back in AEW? I think it's AEW that he works in the back of.
I think that's the dream. Like, I think that's the dream, though. Going from like worker to producer is like still in the business, but not in the business. That's like, I think that's the dream right there.
Bro, boring. Dang, Piranha.
I know. Piranha's favorite wrestler is Shark Boy.
Well, that makes sense. That would make sense. Did Thundercat just turn heel on me? I don't know. All right.
I'm gonna go heel with him. I'll give you my Mount Rushmore.
Because he said you can't have a Mount Rushmore about the business, and
Yeah, you know what?
you and I, Victor, were agreeing with the professor with that point, and then
Okay.
Thundercat says, "F all you." Here's my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, you know what?
All
I'm
right.
gonna take a page off of Thundercats books. No, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm giving you my personal
All right. Here you go.
Mount
Here you go,
Rushmore.
Keith.
Here it is.
Victor
Here it
Shine's
is.
Mount Rushmore wrestling.
Kurt Angle, numero uno. Jeff Hardy, right there. Roman Reigns, because I love the machismo off that man. And finally, because I feel like no one could break this man's spirit, and this guy has so many different utilities that it should just always be on display. And now, like, this is like 5 years ago, Victor. I'm bringing Kenny back in there in that Rushmore because
Oh,
Kenny
boy.
Omega, dude, Kenny Omega the bout machine? Kenny Omega the bout machine? Now that is butts in seats. He had arenas selling out during a pandemic.
He did. Yeah. I mean,
There
Kenny's
it is.
matches,
There's the
I like
four.
Kenny's matches in Japan, mostly. So much the more recent stuff in AEW, anything with Moxley, I really wasn't a fan of, but like prime Kenny Omega when he was first, just before AEW, Kenny Omega, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Cena is my favorite. Of course, Cena's on Piranha's Mount Rushmore. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
I did have a question back here from Chris again. Let's see. Can you talk about your favorite match that you have had so far in your career since you have been in the business, and what did you learn from it? That's a
My
great
match.
question. Thanks, Chris.
My match with Rob Sweet and Short Sleeve Samson and Dewey. It was me, Squid Sterling, and Nate Cunningham. I got to wrestle Short Sleeve Samson, and it was pouring rain. This is an NTW show. It's a Lycoming County Fair. It was pouring rain. It was like yeah, outside, and guys were like, "Hey, we can do this because it's not going to flood, or you could just enjoy the fair." And I remember everybody in the back unanimously going, "Oh, we're doing this. We did not just get changed to not do this. These people paid for a show." And it was a good chunk of people. We like completely sold out floor seats around it, and the bench and the bleachers were actually filling up too. It was the Patriot was there that day as well.
Oh wow!
It was that locker room absorbing the knowledge from the Patriot, talking with Sean Carr, and they're talking about opportunities not being given but being taken, and having the love that people want it for you. Like, for example, your best friends could want you to have $1 million. They could want it for you so bad. They believe in you 1,000%. It doesn't matter unless you go out there and get the $1 million yourself. Like, it doesn't matter how bad somebody wants it for you. Do you want it bad enough to do it? That's one of those conversations that still sticks in my head. It's like, do I want it bad enough? I know I want it, and I know what I love what I'm doing, but there's just so many other people where I see people that like they want it more, and it's not that they want it more, it's just they have a whole different aggression towards it, and it sometimes it could get into your head. It's one of those double-edged swords that when you think about it, you have to think about it humbly. You got to think about it realistically, and you got to think about what exactly that you want, because comparison is the thief of happiness, the thief of progression. So it's like, what do you want? And that was a conversation that really stuck with me. And then the conversation right after that I had with Short Sleeve Samson going, "Hey, we're just gonna have fun." And this is like where we're gonna do some dumb things. I was gonna do a test of strength I did a test of strength with him. He couldn't, like, I put my arms up all the way high. It's like, "Ha, this guy can't reach me," all that good stuff. And then he like knees me. I get down, so now he can reach my hands, and the whole thing was going back and forth with him beating me at a test of strength in the rain, and then all hell breaks loose.
Wow.
Rob Sweet gets in with Squid and Squid Sterling. I swear to God, I don't know how he does the things that he does, but that man is phenomenal. And it's just, it
I've
was
seen
so
him
much
wrestle.
fun.
I've seen him wrestle live. Squid
Yeah.
Sterling. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little tag team that was supposed to be formed back then with me and him. But god damn, that guy does what he does, and he does it grand. And he's like a good musician. He's a wrestler. He has guitar. You might as well just do. I like. He's doing great things with Smash. Um, it's just I had the privilege and honor to work with all these phenomenal people, and I just feel like the lucky fan that got in somehow to listen to these conversations.
So I'm gonna get the rest of these comments in real quick before I ask you my next question. Can Kenny Omega cut a promo? That's Piranha. Can Kenny Omega cut a promo? Answer
Does he
that.
need to cut a promo?
Does he
Does he need to
need to
cut a
cut a
promo?
promo?
Does he need to?
I mean, it's part of the business. I mean, the guy can wrestle anything. I get that, but yeah. Oh yeah,
I
Squid is
mean,
super
I.
talented. Professor says Squid is super
Mm-hmm.
talented. Yes, absolutely. So modern,
Yeah.
wait. So modern wrestling, my Rushmore. LOL. Yes, Harley Race blessed Angle as his second coming, and he was right. Harley Race blessed Angle as his second coming.
Mm.
You agree with that? Yeah.
I can't. It's not something that I can agree with. It's everyone's personal choice. It's okay.
I got you.
It's
Okay,
okay.
so all right, man. So we only got about like 5 minutes left. So I really want you to talk about what you got going on right now with Vicktor Shine, and where could people see you wrestle coming up? Do you have anything coming up?
Coming up,
Yeah,
the 30th. The 30th, I'm going to be wrestling in Jim Thorpe with Draven Blaze and his promotion.
really?
Yes, yes. 30th, I'll be over there in Jim Thorpe, and then I will be doing Colossal Con in the Kalahari Resorts with Frontier. That's September 6th. September 20th, I also have a Fight for the Heart in Broadheadsville, I believe. That's with Mike Payton. He's doing a fundraiser with that. I'm gonna be wrestling Uranagi over there. That is gonna be a great match. Love Uranagi. Love what he's doing. He's coming back from
Yeah,
Puerto Rico, and he looks phenomenal.
yeah.
Um, a few more things after that, but after the
Well, I mean, that's
20th,
pretty
I
good
will
though.
be going on vacation.
August 30th, Jim Thorpe. September 6th, Kalahari,
Mm-hmm.
with the Colossal Con. And then what was the third thing after that?
Third thing, Broadheadsville, Fight for the Heart
Broadheadsville. Fight for the
fundraiser.
Heart.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. If you guys are local and you want to see Vicktor Shine, you can get the information. You can follow him on Facebook under Vicktor Shine. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Vicktor
There's a
Shine.
K in there.
Everybody, there's always a K. Some people forget the K, some people forget the C. I promise you, it's two of them. If you look at it, it's spelled Victor. There's a nice little ick in the middle because I bring that ick. I am that bad guy. It was
Christopher
like a little.
says,
I
"Love the show. Good luck on your future, man."
Thank you, sir.
Cool.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it
And
was like I.
like I said, Victor, like when we have guys on here to tell their story and let people know where they can see them and stuff like that. We love to follow you from here on out and keep tabs on you and have you back in like 6 months to a year and see where Prince Piranha says you're giving me the ick.
Hey, that's what I'm supposed to be giving you. Come over here and try to bite me this time. He beat me in a match because he
Did
bit
he?
me. Yes, he beat me in a match because he bit me. I got infected. I had to leave. The doctor had to check my stuff, and then he won the match. That's unfair. Unfair. It's unsanitary.
Yeah, I've been trying for years to get his biting outlawed in the Pennsylvania commission or whatever you call it. For sure, keep in touch with Greg Winters, aka Greg Thundercat.
Right after this, I'm gonna find you, buddy. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna find you.
Yeah, he just sent me one of his matches, and he did ask me, did I get a chance to watch it? I've been awful busy lately. I did not get to. I started to watch it several times, Greg. I started to watch it several times, and then I'm gonna get to it. I absolutely will. El Marco.
El Marco,
Says
Crybaby
Crybaby
Victor.
Victor.
No.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna spend the last 5 minutes just
Go ahead.
promoting on El Marco real quick.
Go ahead.
Listen here, you
It's all you.
decrepit man child, okay? Your skeleton is weaker than a cat's, your bone are more brittle than paper, and I promise you, if I see you in person, I'm snapping all of it. All of it. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, El Marco? Every single last bone in your body is gonna be snapping. I'm gonna show you that you are literally paper. Don't mess with me. Go mess with Mark Bushhold up at PCWA. Try to win that title. Fail. Lose. Go cry to Tony Toxic. Tell Tony Toxic for me to stop bullying you. And then remember that me and Tony Toxic aren't even best friends anymore. I promise you, El Marco, I'm gonna get you.
Oh my God! If El Marco was gasoline, he just lit the fire. Holy cow!
Man, that guy. You press the El Marco button.
Yeah,
Jesus.
apparently. I love your passion and your style. Thanks for sharing your story. Professor said, yeah, maybe next time some idiot won't hit the transformer and a fire near me. Found out that was the issue. So, yeah, he lost power because somebody hit a transformer close to where he lives. So, there you go. So, yeah, maybe next time we'll have the professor live. Piranha, haha. Hope we cross paths again soon. Good night, guys.
Good night, Piranha.
All right, man. Last thing. Is there anything that we did not talk about that you would like to talk about before we get out of here?
Yeah, my best friend Jason Momoa. Hold up, 1 second.
Okay.
You see this during the press conference of Minecraft? He made Jack Black a crochet cardigan, and right here, this is a handmade Jason Momoa artifact because I watched it in theaters, and that's how cardigans work. That if you watch the movie that person is in, it automatically makes him give it to you. So my best friend Jason Momoa gave this to me, and I like to keep it up.
That is awesome.
I like to keep it up. I like to keep it hanging. Promote independent wrestling, guys. Honestly, if you guys are watching, you are already promoting independent wrestling. So promote, go out. New Era Pro Wrestling, High Ground, Frontier Pro Wrestling, Smash Masters, 5XW, WTW, Wow That's Wrestling, Extreme Hybrid Wrestling. Every single place that you can, go watch it. Just go watch and enjoy indie wrestling, man.
And I'm going to add to those lists because you just named a big chunk of central Pennsylvania. I'm going to add SWO down in York, and I'm also going to add 3WA in
Quakertown. In Quakertown.
And the reason why is because the last thing I'm going to say here is that next week, guys, on Around the Turnbuckle, we are celebrating the 3WA Carnage episode 100. If you haven't seen Carnage, 3WA Carnage is on YouTube. Go to the 3WA YouTube channel. The professor and I do the majority of the commentary for all those 100 episodes. They are about to release episode 100. Professor and I have worked very hard behind the scenes on that show. So sure, check out 3WA Carnage. And next week, we are going to have some surprise guests that are involved with not only 3WA, but also 3WA Carnage behind the scenes. So you got to check us out next week right here on this channel, same time, same channel, on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook for more and upcoming episodes of Around the Turnbuckle. Meantime, Victor, don't go away when I go off the air. Professor, we humbly thank you for joining us on comments despite your difficulties and everything. And I'm glad that you were, physically okay. And it was just a power outage situation. It wasn't something where, you were involved in an accident, God forbid, stuff like that. So just get home safe, Professor. We'll see you next week. And for all those who commented in, Thundercat, Piranha, Chris, guys, I can't, David Motorman, I cannot express my gratitude for all your support with Around the Turnbuckle each and every week. And Vicktor Shine, man, reach for the stars, my brother, man. We're going to be watching.
You got to shoot for the moon, because even if you then, you'll always be among the stars, right?
You damn right. All right, for Vicktor Shine and the Professor, this is Big Al. This was Around the Turnbuckle. We'll see you next week, 7 o'clock on Sunday next week.
You think you know me?
Oh, yeah! If you smile! Calculations are correct.